And we're back with another episode of Lakers Fast Break Podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here for the Lakers Fast Break Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. On the latest Pop Culture Cosmos, it's the PCC Multiverse. It's now available on Pop Culture Cosmos, wherever you get your YouTube, wherever you get your Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I will tell you that the latest episode has TJ Johnson and I answering more of your most asked questions on video games, the Marvel Universe, Game of Thrones, and more. So go ahead and check it out today. It is more pop culture questions answered for you right there at the Pop Culture Cosmos, indeed. Also want to mention as well, you've only got a couple days left, guys, to go ahead and become a subscriber to the Lakers Fast Break. And you, if you live in the continental United States of America, could be eligible, if you're a subscriber, to win this bad boy, right here, a Kobe Young Mamba skate deck, courtesy of my man Drip Show at Drip Show Shop on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Even if you don't win, though, because again, only one winner, continental United States, courtesy of El Rosto, courtesy of Drip Show at Drip Show Shop. Even if you don't win one of these bad boys, because again, there's only going to be one continental United States, and has to be a subscriber to the Lakers Fast Break. You can get yours. You can buy one. If you see it, if you like what you see, you can go ahead and ask Drip Show Shop to get you one, to make you one, to sell you one by hitting them up at Drip Show Shop on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Or you could talk to him about all the great stuff that he does besides making great skate decks, including right behind me, you've got Luca, you got Kobe, the canvas art. On the other side of me, you got LeBron right there on the corner over there on the side. So go ahead and make sure you check out what he can do for you in a canvas art as a great gift, or a pillow right here. Remember, I still got the Kobe and Gigi pillow right here for you. That's what he could do for you. And don't forget, just become a subscriber. And Sunday night, a skate deck from Drip Show can be yours. It is Gerald Glasser. I'm only here for a little bit. Still waiting for the cue. Delayed flights and Bruno Mars doing encores. So I've got a lot of people I have to go ahead and pick up here in a little bit. But I did have some time to go ahead and chat with you about the game today. Great game for the Lakers indeed. They got off to a good start, gave most of the lead back. It was actually up to a 17-point lead, gave most of it back in the first half. But in the second half, they kicked it into gear, including a 9-point fourth quarter for Phoenix. The Lakers allowed only 25 points in the second half as they cruised to an easy victory, 101-73, and they're now 52-29 on the season, and they have locked up fourth place because Houston has also lost. They still have a chance for third, but again, other way around this time. Lakers have to win on Sunday against Utah, and Denver would have to lose against San Antonio, so we'll wait and see. But here today to go ahead and discuss the great game for LeBron James. Once again, 28, 6, and 12. Luke Kennard with 19 himself. DeAndre Ayton with 10 and 5. Rui Hachimura with 13, and that's all they needed. It is, of course, Joe Soro. Joe, good to have you here. You'll be taking over here for me here in a few minutes. But again, just a really solid game for the Lakers, and looks like Phoenix just gave up in the second half.
I don't know if they necessarily ever really put any effort tonight.
That second quarter, they did. They kind of did.
I think it's just the usual run that NBA teams get on at some point during the game. The fact that Booker wasn't playing, I actually didn't notice until the first 5 minutes of the game. I was dueling between the Dodger and Laker games, so I hadn't noticed, and then I saw him sitting on the bench, and I'm like, oh wait, Booker's not playing. I'm impressed by what they've done despite what's gone on. And this is really pretty much almost the entire like year, if you really put it all together. It's hard to not be proud of him, despite the unfortunate setup with their main guy or a couple of their main guys. But I seen Laravia winning every 50-50 ball, seeing Marcus Smart doing what he does, seeing Rui doing things that we love seeing him do from mid-range and hitting the threes when he's open. Kennard being as good as he is. DeAndre Ayton not fumbling the ball. It's really good basketball, and it's unfortunate that Luka and AR are injured. I don't know how that's going to end up working out, but the effort's there.
You're awesome.
And LeBron is. I'm telling you, man, he's won me over. He has really, really won me over the last few months, and I was starting to think about this, and I don't know if I'm overthinking it, but maybe it's because he knows that he finally maybe got a little humbled, and maybe he's kind of drawn back a little bit. And that's sometimes a maturity thing. And for a lot of people, maturity might come late, especially when you've been pampered your entire life. Maybe he finally came to grips with I'm still a human being, and I'm still, I'm good, but if I want to get what I want here, I gotta really, really put the effort in and really make them want me to stay. If he got me, I'd like to think that he's made an impression with other people in the organization. I'm not going to fault the Lakers either way, as long as they're not paying him $52 million, because it's not going to work. Unfortunately, that won't work. But if this is how he's going to play, and there's a process that they feel can enhance this team even more and maybe include him in this, because are you going to get someone that's this good too? Are you? That's the question you have to ask yourself too. If he's not being a distraction to the team, and he's performing, and he's being a team player and all that good stuff, then you have to consider it at least. You can't be into your feelings at that point, no matter what you think about anything. This is about winning. And there's no better example of how things can change than Kobe Bryant and Phil Jackson, after their first stint, were not friends, and they didn't like each other. Kobe spent an entire year, a lot of that injured, an entire year having to see the other side of the grass, and the other side of the grass was dead grass. He humbled himself and realized, you know what? I have to listen to Phil Jackson. I have to bring him back here. I can't do this without proper leadership in this particular spot. And look what happened. And maybe that's what this is. Maybe that's what LeBron's doing. And tonight was a good example, because I felt like every Laker fan thought they were going to lose tonight. And I wasn't necessarily feeling anything like that. I wasn't 100%, but I was like, well, are they? I know Booker's been having a pretty good couple of weeks, but I don't know. These guys are actually not playing that bad. I mean, they went to San Francisco, as shitty as Golden State is. They still whooped them in their own house. That's still a good thing. And it's not like the Lakers are at full strength, and they still killed them. So they just showed at home that they're pretty capable of beating the Phoenixes and the Golden States, even with being shorthanded, and even with them being shorthanded too. What can I say, man? Congrats to the effort. These guys could have probably quit. They're not. I have to give respect to that. There's no other way to look at it. Respect to LeBron. Respect to DeAndre Ayton for taking that criticism that you should always take from your coach. Coaches are going to be critical. Can't get into your feelings there either. This is competitive sports. This isn't a freaking daycare. So I've been enjoying the last couple games. I really have, just because I think that the effort's there, and when a team puts effort in, that you have to give them adulation for that, and you got to give them credit.
Once again, it is Joe Sorrell for the Joe Sorrell Experiment, along with me, Joe Glassford. Thanks again for watching and listening. Truly appreciate you doing so. The Lakers win 101-73. Again, 52-29. Fourth place officially right now in the Western Conference. They still have a chance for third, but Denver's got to lose and the Lakers got to win on Sunday. So we will see what happens. I do want to go ahead and give a big shout out to at Drip Show Shop once again. Joe, you right. King James and his camp has been quiet. Also want to give a huge shout out as well to DBSH, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Yo, celebrating 18 months of membership. He shouted you all out. Go ahead, Joe.
I'm glad you said that, Drip, because that's exactly what's happened.
So
he shut up the crew. Yeah, Rich Paul's not saying anything. No one in his crew is saying anything beyond that, and no one's saying shit. Well, he's the boss. Those guys don't have a job there without that guy. So there you go.
So to turn things on a little bit of a sour note, because I'm going to have to mention it because I don't think Joe sees the comments from 805. I think doing his best Nick T impersonation. Excuse me. 805 says without Luka, the ball has been moving nice. 805 says, laugh my ass off, Joe. What WTF happened? You hated this man. Now you like him and his asshole son.
I never called his son an asshole. I said he wasn't an NBA player. I don't think there's anything that Bronny has done to warrant him being an asshole. I don't think he's an asshole at all. This is about performance. And I'm still in that same area with him. I don't believe he's an NBA player. And whether he develops one or not, I don't know. At this point, he's not. LeBron James or Joe Smith or 805 Chargers, if you're a jackass for 3 months and I'm calling you a jackass and then all of a sudden you clean up your act and you're not a jackass anymore, guess what? I'm going to be like, good. I'm glad you're not a jackass anymore. You're not acting like a jackass. We don't live in a world where you have to pick sides all the time. See, that's the thing with the society. That's how you know
he's been very good as of late.
That's how you know you're programmed. When you know you're not programmed is when both sides don't like what you're doing. Now you're in the right spot. That's the sweet spot. People, the second, so the ball stops because when Luka's playing, but they go 15-2. Maybe you need to start giving this team a little credit. Maybe they're actually not a bad team. They're not fully equipped, likely to compete with the OKCs and the San Antonios and the Boston, but this team has only been together for about a year and some change. So y'all need to start learning how sports works. And whatever your feelings are, it doesn't matter what your feelings are. It's about the results. And if you're sucking ass for 3 months and then all of a sudden you start playing really well for 3 months, and it's recent, guess what? I'm not going to be worried about what the hell happened in December. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to discipline my kids and then bring up, hey, remember when you spilled the milk in November? Like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, oh, now you're riding whatever. And then the cockroaches come out when Luka gets hurt. They don't say shit the entire month of March. Luka gets hurt. Now they're all coming out. Oh, Luka this, Luka that, Luka MVP. Dumb. Your assessments and your feelings mean nothing. Nothing. It means nothing in any kind of realm. How about that? You like that, 805? What else you got?
Just can't have a great vibe show. Just cannot have a show where all of us are like kumbaya.
No, people want drama, man. You want drama? They want TNT. They want drama. I'll give you drama. Go ahead. This is about giving the audience what they want. It's not about me either. I'm here. Yeah, I'm enjoying my time here. Yeah, it's the Lakers. I know it, but in the end, you got to give the crowd what they want. And a lot of times they'll say something, and then you got to answer it. But don't get mad if I call you out. Just saying, like, what you're saying don't make sense. Just saying.
I agree.
Anyway, props to Max Muncy, 3 home runs tonight.
No, but I was just going to say, Stefan and I agree. We like that hat. I like that hat.
Thank you. I'm not a hat guy, but
I just like that blend because we talked about
yes,
before about all the different styles. I've seen so many people wear so many different variations of the Dodgers hat in so many different colors. It's no longer Dodger blue. So I'm just saying that I like that. I like that variation right there.
simplicity. The only hats that in my view are warranted for extravagant looks is obviously when they win championships, because there's a uniqueness to that. But even my Steeler hat, if you look at my Steeler hat, it's all black, just basic. Uh, I don't like a lot of fluff. I don't even like the stuff that's on here usually. They put these big, like, commemorative type things. I go, well, I don't mind something like this, like if they're putting the trophy.
Yeah.
This is not bad, the little LA. But when they put like a huge, like what looks like a decal on your hat, I'm like, well, this is taken away from this a lot of times. Simplicity is kind of the way for me, I guess.
Indeed. But the Lakers do win 101 to 7.
Wait a minute, man. The Lakers have won 52 games this year, man, with all the shit that's gone on. You're telling me that's not winner? They're not winners? You can't expect the team to win championships and just be winners winning championships. Not every team wins a championship every year. You gotta put that into consideration.
I think with this roster, Joe, where we've talked about ad nauseum how bad the back half of the roster is, comparatively speaking, how bad it was built and how bad it is compared to the top half. This is a very top heavy team. I think, despite all the injury issues that they've had through the year, I think it's been a successful season. At least the regular season has been very successful. Now, if they get swept in the first round, obviously we might change our perspective on that, like we did last year. It was 50 wins. It was really positive. Then we go and just lay an egg in the playoffs in the first round, even though we were a little healthier leading into it than we are this year. But still, I think it's a positive. I think people have to take this year as a positive, despite all the injuries, despite losing your two best players. Actually, the big three have all had chunks of the season that they're gone. They have not played together. What 25 games they may have played combined together? The big three thereabouts. Yeah, that's almost one quarter of the season. I think they've done pretty good in relation to that, and some of the credit has to go to JJ on that. I know he's been vilified, sometimes rightly so, sometimes not so rightly so. I'll just say again, 50 and 52 wins past two seasons. It's a step in the right direction. The thing is, now we need to, with the cap freeing up for the Lakers and the ability to go ahead and improve this team now, we just have to make sure we provide the right resources around Luka going forward.
Yeah. Yeah, the draft and figuring out how the roster construction is going to be. My only concern really is going to be in terms of the signing part is are they going to really max out Reeves? There could be a positive there too if they feel like there might be something down the road that they would need the money to trade for a star. That could be part of the process in their heads. I can understand that. It's not like we can do anything about it, but this team needs depth. They need depth big time. And
I'm pissing off Stefan. I'm sorry. He's like, who else should I give credit to? You're right.
For what? What credit?
For the 50 and 52 win seasons that they've had under JJ Osborne. I said, of course, the assistant coaches, because you got to have a great staff under you. You know what he wants me to say. You know who he wants me to say. Us both to say.
Unfortunately, if you're a Laker fan, it doesn't matter how many 50-win seasons you have and how many Pacific Division titles you get. This team doesn't even hang up conference finals banners. So we can't, in good conscience, as Laker fans, sit there and go, oh, well, it's a great year. It's not a great year. It's not a bad year. It's one of those things where you have to kind of be in the moment at this point. We're talking about a team that's won 35 division titles in their history, and that's not even counting one that they won in the NBL before they moved to the NBA. They've been to the finals 32 times. It means different for this team. It's got to be a championship or nothing, which I get, but this is also a process. We didn't know a year ago and change that Luka Doncic in his prime would be a Laker. And the way the contracts have been structured, this is now the first step this end of the year to see how you can allocate the free money that you're going to have to building a team around Luka Doncic so that he can be a perennial MVP and a perennial champion. And at that same time, you've only had new ownership for about 5.5 months. These factor into the enthusiasm or the optimism or the whatever you want to call kissing ass. Now we're kissing ass. We can't support anybody. We have to be kissing somebody's ass. Okay, whatever. Call it whatever the hell you want. I'm supporting my team. I'm here watching these games, not because I want to slap my ham over it. I'm trying to enjoy it. And today was a great day. Watched the Lakers clinch a 4 seed and watched my Dodgers hit a walk-off. Hated seeing Diaz blow the save, but 2 of those home runs were not bad pitches. Got to give credit to Texas on that one. They hit 2 balls out of the park that had no business getting hit that way. So that's baseball, but it's just as long as it's the win, it's good, right?
Yep, absolutely. Let me get you set up here for a second. It is, of course, Gerald Glassford here for just a few more minutes, along with Joe Sorrell. Truly great to have you here. 101-73, the Lakers win 52-29, officially the 4th place team in the Western Conference. With a win on Sunday and a loss by Denver, they move back into 3rd place in the Western Conference. Couple quick notes. I will mention the Kobe Buffkin thing here in a minute. I do got Robert Wheeler's question on deck next before I head it out. But I did also want to mention Saturday at 11 a.m., the Lakerholics say they're going to do it. So they said they're going to go ahead and gear up. So I will schedule a Lakerholics weekend show for Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific time on YouTube. So hopefully you guys will stop on by there and check it out indeed from the guys at Lakerholics.com. Before I get into Kobe Buffkin and your thoughts on that, Joe, Robert Wheeler, always great to have him here. The ever positive man. No one shines more positivity on the Lakers than this man right here. Joe, Gerald, do you think LeBron sees a path where the Lakers have a chance still for a deep playoff run? Because it seems LeBron is playing harder than he ever. Well, I don't want to say the harder than he ever has, because that's what he said, but he's playing really hard despite injuries to Luka and Reeves. He's taken the onus upon himself. I think.
It's hard, man. It's really hard. You now have to go. Playoffs start April 18th, and you're essentially playing 2 straight months of really, really aggressive, high quality basketball. On top of the fact that you played 6 months of high level, fast regular season basketball. I guess they could make a run and beat Houston without Luka and AR, but how are they going to now face Oklahoma City in the second round, even if they get out of the first without a in shape Luka or AR? Those guys were all playing in shape and they still were getting smoked. So the reality of this is there's a high probability they won't beat Houston, but if they do, there is almost a guarantee that they're going to get killed by Oklahoma City in the second round. For them to make a deep run, something has to happen to a player of significance in Oklahoma. I'm not trying to wish that on it. I'm not trying to wish that on anybody, by the way. I don't want.
Well, we've been saying that for a while, Joe. This is like,
and the reason why I mention it is because that's what's been happening lately too. It's not
even when they were healthy, even when the Lakers were healthy. We said everything has to go right for the Lakers and something has to go wrong for San Antonio and OKC.
Well, yeah, and it could. I think in the past that wasn't likely. Guys usually made it through, other than a few exceptions. But there is no, there's really no way of knowing what's going to happen there. Again, I'm not wishing this on anybody, but if Shea gets hurt and Wemby gets hurt in succession, then something opens up at that point. But other than that, I don't see how they're going to make it out of the second round, even if they get past Houston.
So I did want to go ahead and touch on the other subject that everybody in the chat has been asking for, and that is the fact that earlier today, after the game against Golden State last night, Kobe Buffkin, who had been signed to a 2-year deal end of this year, then next year on a team option, they didn't pick up that option because they waived him earlier today to free up a spot on the roster for a possible pickup for a playoff eligible player come this weekend. And the names that have been tossed around include names like Cole Anthony, who I'm probably say is the best out of this bunch, Lonzo Ball, Chris Paul, among others, Chris Boucher. There's it's not a great list. Let's just put it that way. Cam Thomas is not eligible, by the way, if anybody's asking about him. He is not playoff eligible. Milwaukee did him dirty on that, and now he is done for the year. But with that, Joe, I say Cole Anthony just because the fact is he is a playmaker, someone who can handle the ball, which is something I think the Lakers need without your two best ball handlers and your two best playmakers right now on the team that are injured. Chris Paul, you don't know what he has left at this point in time. So I struggle with that one. And Lonzo Ball, with the fact that he has such a history with his knees, I just don't want to take a chance. I mean, there's been some signings like, for instance, Haywood Highsmith. People were asking to get him. And what has he been doing since he got signed by Phoenix? He's been left knee management, just one day after another, after another. And I don't want the Lakers to see one game of Lonzo Ball, then like sit out for the rest of a series or whatnot. Cole Anthony, of those particular players, I guess to me is the best option. But did you have someone else in mind? Well,
No,
Malik Beasley. Yeah, I guess he
no,
is.
I don't want anyone to. Honestly, I don't think it really would matter if anybody came in at this point.
Well, they're going to. They're going to. That's why they freed up the space so that they're going to pick someone.
Probably Cole. I'm probably going to say the early leader right now is probably Cole Anthony. Lonzo is done. He needs to go sit in a ice bath for the next 50 years to fix whatever the hell he's got. Chris Paul, the tragedy of
and that's sad because he's 28, Joe. Lonzo Ball, do you realize that is 28?
His body was made. He's the Greg Oden of guards.
Well, those BBB shoes didn't help.
His brothers wore it. That they didn't turn into the T1000 when he went into liquid metal. So I don't think that had that much to do with it. Actually, I think he's. Yeah, I just don't think. I don't think his genetics allowed him to. Who knows what his diet was to boot. Combination of disaster at that point. This team has enough injuries to guards. I don't think that this team has time to deal with somebody that can't play at 28. Cole Anthony is probably the early leader in my view, and then at that point, you hope for the best.
Well, Gregory, you're saying none of those players move. I get that. I understand it, but he's a body that could at least dribble the ball up the court and pass it to another player. None of them move the needle. At this point, you're not expecting anybody to move the needle at this point. You're just expecting someone that can maybe fill an emergency hole for you more than Kobe Buffkin can. And I would say of them, I'd say Cole Anthony. Again, I don't want to say best out of the bad lot because he may not be the best out of the bad lot, but he fits a certain role and he doesn't have a sordid injury history like Lonzo Ball, Joe.
Yeah, I have no feeling on how this is going to go yet. Chris Paul thing is sad, and I know he brings it onto himself, so there's not as much dread there on it, just from an amazing Hall of Fame career. But
I wouldn't be surprised. I just because of the banana boat connection, between him.
I think it would have
LeBron,
happened
whoever.
already by now if that were the case.
Okay.
I just don't see that happening. I think Cole Anthony will be the lead if they can get him. I think that'll be the guy they get.
There's a couple other teams who'll be looking
Mhm.
for players
Mhm.
in their roster as far as is concerned. So we'll see what happens.
I like
but
Nick Smith Jr. He has a tendency to hit shots, and he has a good feel for the game. I
I
think.
just wish he could defend. I just wish he could defend at
Yeah,
least a little.
I'm sure if he could defend, he'd be a regular. That's the whole.
Yeah, he would. That's for sure. That's
When
the
we sat
problem.
when we would sit there and say, "Oh man, I wish Jackson Hayes would do this and that." I'm like, well, he was doing that. He would have never came here for the minimum 3 years in a row. Yeah, it'll be a hell of a story, though. I'll tell you that if the Lakers manage to get to that point where they can get Luka back and he's doing well and Austin's doing well, that would be interesting to see how that would play out. Definitely would build up the drama.
You know what, 805? I know that what you said earlier kind of pissed off Joe, but I don't, when it comes to CP3, I can't say I disagree with your statement you just made just now because, okay, let's say Cole Anthony gets sucked up by another team and we have to choose someone else. We aren't winning the title this year anyways, 805 is saying. Might as well send CP3 off respectively. Respectfully.
What are we, a senior citizen home? Like, that's not the Lakers' problem. CP3 is going to go into the sunset on his own, doing whatever he does. I don't think
that's a Hall of Famer regardless.
Yeah, this is not the Lakers' problem, unfortunately. The league, unfortunately, didn't let CP3 get to LA in 2011, which could have changed history for a lot of things.
And you're right, they could just go ahead and just move up Nick Smith or Drew Timme or Chris Mannion into that role too as well.
Timme.
Again, we'll have to wait and see, but I do think they need a ball handler because the ball handling right now.
They need a ball handler like 805. He's a good ball handler from what I hear.
Apparently. Orostro said, I'd like to try to flyer on on DeLon Wright. Yeah, he's been in and out of the league back and forth for years now. I wouldn't argue with that. At this point, Orostro, I'm not going to argue with anybody. I'll just report it, and that's it. And if they give us anything more than a pulse, I'm good with it. I'm good with it at this point. So, again, DeLon Wright, fine. Lonzo Ball, fine. Just ice his knees down. Cole Anthony, Chris Paul, that's fine. It just at this point, you're just looking for anybody that can give you more than a pulse, I think, at this point. And here's someone who has a pulse indeed. It is, of course, the guy behind the 3-minute report on Lakers Corner. Luca with a K, by the way, to your AI. It is, of course, it is our Zoom executive, Mr. John Costa. John, great to have you here. Intel, preaching to the choir, we should have given Amir Coffey a chance. I agree with you and he was out there and Rob wasn't interested, and I'll just leave it at that. But because Intel saying and appreciate the super chat, should have gotten Amir Coffey and added to our bench is very puzzling.
I don't like Amir Coffey.
Well,
why not?
That's why.
I don't like his face.
Okay, he can score 50.
That's exactly why Rob didn't sign him.
He can score 50. I don't like his face.
That's why Rob didn't sign him. Joe, I bet Rob ran it by you first, right?
No.
Let me ask you.
No, me and Rob don't talk.
Damn. Yeah. Remember, he had a Rob Pelinka mask for Halloween one year.
I would have loved to.
That bothered him. He said, "I'm never talking ever to you again, even though I don't know you."
Exactly. It's probably somewhere in your desk around there, but
I can reprint it.
Okay, John. I wanted to ask.
I'll do it in color.
I want to ask you this. Of course, the Lakers. I mean, just another.
It's hard to breathe out of that thing. By the way, when I kept.
And Jamie was in the bag. He had the bag on too.
I don't think coffee is gross. I just don't enjoy the taste.
What's up, Deshaun? Me either. I also don't like coffee.
I don't understand and if it's gonna taste good, apparently you got to put a bunch of cream and sugar in it. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna do that.
Might as well have some chocolate milk. That's
I'd rather just have hot chocolate every now and then.
I mean, Stefan, you can see it when we do the intro or outro. You can see
I don't need to be more wired. See, that's the thing, guys. I'm already wired. I told you guys I'm wired all day, and then the constant furnace that I got to keep down zaps me out, and I pass out every night. I don't go to bed like normal human beings. I have to be sitting there like this, and then sometimes I don't even remember sleeping. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, what the hell?
John, and then they close the coffee.
That's how it's going to be, by the way. One day I'm going to be there, and and then it's gone. I'm done. That's the future.
Just don't let out Count Dracula when the sun is out. But John, let me go ahead and ask you this before we get into the game for you, my friend. While I'm still here, I'm still waiting.
You're right. I'm sorry, Gerald. Yeah, you're right, Chris. Drip Show. It does clean you out. There's a lot of runners in the morning use coffee as a kind of a startup. So there's a lot of benefits to coffee. So I'm not, again, it's good. It's good if you can do it. But yeah, I like sorry, I was reading Vari's comment.
What did Vari say?
American coffee tastes like piss.
Doesn't Vari have a coffee shop in Australia?
Varista. That's who he is. You need to trademark that, Juan. Seriously, man. That's a name right there, bro. That was born. You were born to make coffee, man. You're the Varista.
The Varista.
Yeah.
By the way, Intel Wild says, "Hey Joe, Diaz ain't it being a super closer?"
Well, I was saying this before you. I don't know if you missed it, but that pitch that got hit was not a bad pitch, and Glasnow had a pitch against Seager earlier that he hit a 3-run homer. Those were not bad pitches, man. That's just how it is. In the end, if you're going to blow a lead like that and you still win, it doesn't matter. And again, you can't look, man. Mariano Rivera blew a World Series and a 3-0 lead, or at least Game 4 of a 3-0 lead. Closers are not invincible, but I'll tell you this right now. There's no way that Diaz isn't going to close between 30 and 40 games this year. So get ready, even if he drops 2 or 3 this year.
So, John, let me ask you this. I'm sure you heard the news earlier today that Kobe Buffkin was waived so that the Lakers could look to either move up one of their two-way guys into the regular team to make them eligible for the playoffs, or bring someone from the outside. And there's been some names that have been tossed around, including Chris Paul, including Cole Anthony, including Lonzo Ball, among others. I know none of these, as Gregory said it best, none of them really move the needle, and nor am I expecting to. But I think a ball handler, at least to give some kind of relief for Luke Kennard and LeBron James, who are now your ball handling duo right now, would be kind of nice. Your thoughts on exactly which direction they should go, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, I think in theory, yeah, ball handler would be great. Someone like Chris Paul, I would like to think would be great, but I also know that basketball isn't just like
10 years ago would have been great.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean, yeah, for sure. 10 years ago would have been amazing. But what I'm saying is that like basketball isn't exactly like, oh, I'm going to just take this person here and put him here. And in theory, it's going to work out. Like there's just a lot more elements that come into the game. And we all know kind of how, the character of Chris Paul and kind of how he likes to run locker rooms or whatnot. So I would kind of be reluctant on that, but out of all the names that you mentioned me, out of it, injury-riddled Lonzo Ball, out of I think you mentioned somebody else. Out of all those names, I'd definitely take Chris Paul, only because I do think that in a situation where we don't have too many dominant on-ball scorers, I can just get the ball and just like I'm gonna create offense. Whether I'm gonna go get a bucket for myself or whether I'm gonna go get a bucket for somebody else. You're on mute, Joe, so I don't know what you're saying, but.
I got something for him with Twitch.
I'm trying not to interrupt you. That's why.
Oh, no, what a nice guy. But anyway, what I was saying was, yeah. And I think a player like Chris Paul, he could set up, like run a quick elevator screen, get Luke Kennard open for an easy open look, and then all CP3 do hit him in the right time. So you'd like to see a passer and a ball handler. But at the same time, like, man, CP3 is also like 38, isn't he? He's like,
no, 30? He's older.
Really? Is he? I thought he's Bronze age, right? He's like 39, right? LeBron's 41.
LeBron's 41.
Dude, LeBron came in the league in 03.
fucking crazy. I was born
Chris
in
Paul is
99.
Chris Paul came in 05.
It's crazy.
Chris Paul be a 41 in early May.
Who is this Hachizi guy
Oh,
talking?
so you can see it. Okay,
Calling me a chump. You calling me a chump? You don't know me, bitch.
Okay, let's go ahead and put in context because I was
Calling me a chump. Running.
Hachizi on Twitch says Joe Sorrell, man up and admit LeBron is the effing best. You chump. He's effing 41. LeBron runs the team better, and he's a top.
Calling me a chump.
It's crazy, like how people are just so like all over the place about LeBron.
The Lakers won comfortably again for the second day in a row.
Well, this is a good example of we went through a 10-minute, well, 5-minute technically, a 5-minute, basically love fest for LeBron, and this motherfucker's coming in here calling me a chump. And now complimenting LeBron's not enough. I got to say he's better than Luka.
So what are
you on dope?
You're pissing off Hachizi on Twitch. You're pissing off 805 on the Lakers won by 20.
It's just proof. It doesn't matter what you say. Man, chumps calling other people chumps. That's the classic projection method of talking. 805 has been doing that pretty much all night tonight, so I got to slap him around too, virtually. You guys aren't satisfied with what the truth is in the moment. You want other things. You'll find other things because you want the negativity. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? LeBron is better than Luka all time? Yeah, of course he is. Is he better now? No, he's not. Luka can drop 40 in his sleep every fucking game if he wants.
Real shit.
Okay, so what? He's 27.
What are we talking about?
Luka Doncic is an all-timer already, and he's 20. If he retired today, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. So this is how that Shaq and Kobe shit started, from chumps like this. They always have to integrate some stupid drama into something because they all have so much estrogen instead of testosterone that they gotta whine and bitch like a bunch of bitches about anything, even if you do it right. Get your shit together, guys. You guys are slowly getting your little. This is getting worse. El Rosso doesn't want negativity, so, and he doesn't joke around.
What happened?
What are your thoughts on the game, my friend? The Lakers got off to an early.
Luka's not a first ballot Hall of Famer according to 805.
Oh, geez, give me a break.
But Joe, they just trying to mess you at this point.
I think they are.
Yeah, I know. But I like to play with it so that people can get entertained. I'm here to entertain if I can. I mean, that's the whole point, right?
John, Lakers gave most of that lead back in the second quarter, but only gave up 25 points in the entire second half. Phoenix, whether you could say they just decided to take the rest of the night off, which I think they did look like it. Still, the Lakers took advantage. They did what they needed to do. They finished off and they clinched fourth place. Now third place is still on the line. Denver going to San Antonio and the Lakers at home against Utah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm trying to see how many. God damn, they had 24 turnovers today. That is wild. So I was gonna say, or like that second half defense we were playing was really good. And yes, I'll give us credit, but I also know that like they could not throw the ball in the ocean today. Like they could not throw the ball. No, they couldn't take care of the ball. I was watching them dribble the ball off their feet.
If you're a Suns fan in that second half, that you're probably going to the hospital with an ulcer.
They literally went 7 of 40 from the 3-point line as a team. That's wild. If I shot 43s right now, I guarantee I'd make more than 7. So that's crazy. But anyway, I say that to say keep that in mind because some of that is the Suns just not being able to hit, even if the hoop was as big as the ocean. But also some of that was us playing absolutely great defense and forcing them into errors. To be honest with you, so. You love to see that. Now, what I don't take too much out of this is like this Suns team isn't really like a serious playoff team, right? So to me, it's like, cool, I'm glad we're doing it. It's like kind of when we beat the Wizards. It's like, cool, I'm glad we're doing it, but I'm not taking much stock in this, to be honest with you. Much stock for what I'm looking to get to. But Hey man, we did we did what we had to do, and starter stepped up. Except Jake, don't know how he's out there for 30 minutes.
Well, I gave you
Shoot.
hustle, energy. He was fighting for the
Gerald,
ball, but yeah,
Gerald,
I mean that's.
Gerald. He shot the ball one time.
I know
He shot the ball one time.
You're the 805 of Laravia.
Gerald,
I'm not gonna argue.
he shot the ball one time. And Gerald, can I tell you something? That
Vando cardio out there. Vando cardio. Yes,
I've heard this so many times throughout my basketball career. You know what it is, Gerald?
What's that?
You miss every shot you don't take. Take that motherfucking shot. Shoot it. Shoot it, Jake. You can't be out there for 30 minutes and getting a one shot the whole time, brother.
He shot it. He shot it yesterday.
For sure. So we on the second out of a back-to-back, and you go shoot.
Hey, man, if he's diving for balls, getting the 50-50s every time, and that hustle play him and Marcus Smart did and got the ball to Vando for that dunk, and I think it was late in the third. That was awesome. He makes plays like that. I don't give a shit if he shoots or not. Those are momentum-destroying plays for the other team. Absolutely destructive.
The defense on their heels and keep them.
That's like hitting 2 threes in a row, in my view.
So, Joe, you ready to take over, my friend? Because I'm heading out to the airport and the Legion Stadium. I guess. Bruno Mars
I'm ready to destroy everything.
Finishing up. Oh, that's great. Wouldn't be the first time. Yeah. So, again, truly appreciate you guys joining me. Don't forget, Saturday at 11 a.m., the Lakerholics will be here. And Sunday, after the game, if you are a subscriber and you are also in the continental United States, you'll be eligible. I'm going to draw one name, one lucky name will be a winner of this right here.
What if I won?
Well, just send it to you. Well, I'll have Chris get in contact with you.
Said, well,
if you're a subscriber and you're a continental United States,
been a subscriber. That's not even a question.
You're not a paid employee, so neither is Joe. And in fact, when I look at my tax returns, it seems like neither am I. So yeah, there you go. So absolutely.
Yeah, that's funny, Joe.
Gregory, I got to go to the airport to pick up my son because he flies in every week because he's a dentist here in the Las Vegas area on the weekends. And then I'm going to pick up my wife and daughter at the Bruno Mars concert at Legion Stadium, which is just about over. So
Gerald, that's so nice, man. Look at you. You're being a father, stepping up, being a man of your family. I love to see that, man.
I'm trying. So, oh, and by the way, for anybody that is thinking about WrestleMania for Saturday, they just dropped a discount for Saturday for the entire weekend for 25%. If you want a 30%, which I got, type in Rebels.
Rebels?
It might still work. Worked for me last night, and I bought tickets.
So you're going to WrestleMania?
Going to WrestleMania. My daughter wanted to go. My eldest daughter, she came up to me and said, Dad, I really want to go. She's a big Liv Morgan fan. So I said, okay, I got to do it. She wanted to do it. I was been trying to look for comps, my usual places where I go for comps, and they may or may not have it. And I can't take that chance. I got it. She wanted to go. So I said, let's do it. So yeah. No, Arcarino, guess what? Because I might be leaving, but these two are here and they're going to entertain you right now. So again, I will see you guys on Sunday night. Go ahead. Make sure you catch me on Lakers Latest during the weekend as well, and catch the Lakerholics on Saturday at 11. But guys, great to see you here. Go Lakers. Be nice to each other. Good God, we won. We won. God.
Have a safe drive, Gerald. Be safe.
Thank you, guys.
The streets of Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, that's always fun. See you guys later.
Thank you. Have a good night. Good job, everyone. Welcome.
And then there was two.
Welcome to the Lakers Fast Break. I'm your host with the most, and always the toast of the town. And then my cohort here on my right, Mr. Johnny G. Costa.
Pew, pew.
So Vari wants me to drop the hammer on all these chumps.
Go ahead, brother. Do
I really want to spend all this energy on chumps? Don't I become a chump by messing with chumps?
You know what I tell Black, right? Lions don't lose sleep over the opinion of sheep. Sometimes it's not even worth it. But shit, for the entertainment wise, if you want to go ahead and go crazy on them.
I think I've said what I needed to say, though. I feel that's probably it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what it is it doesn't matter what I say. There's a manifestation one way or the other of something in people's heads that they're going to somehow find a way to say something that is derogatory or in some way maneuvering around another subject.
Selective listening. You know they got selective listening.
It's again, it's very easy to know how easily sheep. You can tell. Again, when you get caught on one side or the other, see, that's when you know that you're the sheep. That's a very dangerous place to be. You don't want to be that person. You want to be fluid. Some things you think of this way, some things you think of that way, and you're constantly in that. You're in that scale. For those of you who are married, I always try to advise those who are gonna get married or married and are having some discussions with their significant other. I said, there's a scale that has to be there. There is no 50-50. 50-50 is an illusion. That goes for friendships too, and colleagues and sports shows and all that. Well, if Jared wants to talk about something wrestling related, I may know a little bit about it, but he's going to know more than me. So I'm going to probably be more 80-20 on that. If he wants to talk about synthetic turf, I'm at 100%. He's at 0. You see that? You see where I'm going with this? So, no. Okay. So El Rosa says, no, Joe, just relax and enjoy the win. Who says I'm not enjoying the win? You might have missed the first 15 minutes of the show, I guess. Let's see what Sports Baby's saying here.
Can we get a refund after 10 years
of marriage? For the scale?
Oh, you're hella funny.
Dude, you gotta look, people gotta be able to vet their significant other and really make sure that that's for life. Dude, it's for life. The basis of that too is children. For me, marriage only. This is where the old fashioned in me is. I don't believe in marriage unless children are involved. So if you're gonna have children and you want children, you better as a man, you better pick the right woman. Otherwise, your children are gonna grow up to be a bunch of fucking dildos, and you don't want that.
Terrible, bro.
So many out there that are like that.
I feel so bad.
Joe, if you could watch a game with Rob Pelinka or Forrest, what would he tell you to give him another chance? I don't think Rob Pelinka would give two shits about me.
Well, you know what? That's where he would be wrong, Joe.
Yeah, look. You guys. Some of you guys have gotten a chance to get to know a lot of us here on the show, and I always have that discussion off air and trying to go back and forth on whether people actually believe the shit that I say. I will say that on some occasions there is a little bit of embellishment, but overall, I think you guys got a pretty good idea that I'm not that kind of guy that is going to go hang out with a Rob Pelinka anyways, even if there was an invitation. There's things that I do and there's things that I don't do. It's just how I operate. I don't like a lot of things because it tends to venture into a lot of masking and fakeness, and I can't after a while be fake. If I'm there for a while, I might be able to front it a little bit, but after a while, it's just it's going to come out. It just doesn't work. And it's not just me not liking something. That's not fair to somebody. It's more of it like if it's legitimate, I'm like, no, that's not how it works. Because it's facts that it doesn't work that way, and that tends to bother people. People don't want to be wrong, and they don't want to be wrong publicly.
Oh, for sure. I actually had
that is something that really bothers people, and it's sad that if I'm wrong and somebody corrects me, the first thought in my head was, "Wow, I didn't know that." Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
But some people just get fucking defensive. And
if you get defensive by being corrected, again, you're part of that one or the other side of the sheep. You're the sheep. You're not a leader. You're not a chief. 100%. You are a sheep, and that's okay. Sheep need to be shepherded, but there's only a few wolves out there.
Shepherd is Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Thank you, Jesus. Come on, brother.
You see this? You're looking at the wolf.
But look. That is one of my biggest problems with adults, Joe, is when they cannot take constructive criticism. Like when I give another adult criticism and then they shut down, I'm like, dude, you're not fucking 7. Like, come on. That's one of the shits that are really pissing me off, to be honest with you.
Great question, JY. Great question. Both have been clutch. Corey Seager has 2 NLC or 2 championship series MVPs and 2 World Series MVPs. I'd still choose Freeman though. Freeman is a different beast. And he's a different animal and the same beast.
Hey, that's like that Kanye and Kobe commercial.
Yeah.
Kobe, what the fuck does that mean?
That was such a great commercial. You're welcome. I'd say the second best one was the Aziz one when Aziz like, "Can I be like you, Kobe Bryant?" And he's like, "No." And then Aziz goes like this, and then the commercial stops.
That's a classic.
Yeah, that's a good question, JY. But I'd still pick Freeman, even though Corey's he's a true blue Dodger in terms of they drafted him and they developed him, and he obviously won with them. But I think Freeman is transcendent. He's been transcended in the Dodger uniform and in the biggest, absolute baddest moments in the biggest games. Even though Corey has won those awards in the biggest games, the particular plays that Freeman has made are more iconic than Corey Seager. And you're not wrong if you pick Corey Seager either, by the way. You're not wrong. But for me, maybe I'm a prisoner of the moment. But at the same time, Freeman has this year and 3 more years likely. He's going to probably sign a 2-year extension, play 20 years, and hit 3,000 home runs. Hopefully, a couple more titles than that. And that's just going to be.
How long?
It's going to be hard to beat. It's going to be hard to beat.
How long is the average baseball career?
I think it's 6, maybe 5 or 6 years. Maybe it might be less. Actually, it might be like like football and that always trips people out because you see a lot of these players that play 7, 8, 10 years. Well, you're not factoring in the numbers of all those who don't make it. So I heard the average football player is like 2, 3 years, even basketball 3 years, and I think baseball might be hovering around there a little bit.
805. Appreciate you.
What do you say now? You're a lion?
No, I think he.
Yeah, you're lying my ass.
A super chat, didn't he? I just heard the ching ching.
Yeah, I didn't hear shit because I'm outside the studio.
He's out of here.
Oh, look, he gave us a super chat, $1.99. So let's see here. You win Powerball jackpot. What stuff you buying? Go. You want to answer that question first?
Yeah, I'll definitely buy that. I'm getting some ETFs. To be honest with you, more ETFs, and I'm putting that in my daughter's custodial account. I am paying off my house, or likely probably getting another house, to be honest with you, outside of California, to be real, just so I can make that money last, and helping out my moms. My mom need help. Lots of turf. That is good. That is hella good. Black, shut your dumb ass up, bro. I've been supporting me and my girl and my
John would finally be able to move out of his in-laws.
He's still mad because he's living in his mama's basement. So he still want to.
I don't think Black lives in a place where there's basements, does he?
He live in his mama house. He don't. He's not
black on black crime, man. This is a sad situation still, guys.
It's a sad thing, man. But this dumbass.
If I won the Powerball, first and foremost, you got to get out of town for about a year.
100%, especially if you're in California.
And I was talking to my wife about this, and she's in denial about things. I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, what about the kids in school? I'm like, fuck the school. What are you talking about?
What?
We got to get out of here. I'm hiring a 24-hour security for the house. He's going to literally, him and maybe 3 other people are going to be doing 6-hour shifts. And I'm like, you all watch this property. Matter of fact, I'm going to have 3 guys running 6-hour shifts at a time.
3 guys. I
said, you guard this son of a bitch for about 6 months to a year. We got to bounce. My whole family's bouncing with me. Moved to Italy for 6 months to a year. Let shit die down, then come back. And then I'm buying a compound.
Ooh.
I mean, if a fucking rat comes through a fence, that shit's getting fucking blasted. I don't fuck around when it comes to security. So, what I would buy, I'd probably start producing movies. Obviously, the podcast would get a lot of resources to get that going where it needs to be. I definitely eliminate the pussies that watch the show as we're getting on studs. So 805, be careful not to venture into the wrong area there.
Wait, studs?
Well, studs, people that actually want to,
Oh, I
not
thought you meant like girls
people
that
that
try to act
don't.
like guys.
Huh?
That's what name for studs are. Is like girls that try to act like guys. You never heard of that? You never heard
Wow,
someone say?
that must be out of touch with the new generation lingo.
Oh man,
A
yeah,
stud is a horse that
nowadays.
gets put out the stud and bangs female horses so that they can get their lineage.
Okay,
That's a
what's up.
stud.
Okay.
Whew. Wow.
Well, that's what
Joe going in with this protection program like Henry Hill in Goodfellas. Why do I go to? Well, I mean, that's pretty much what it is. Actually, that's a good one. See 805. See what happens when you use a little tact, and then you mentioned my favorite movie in that. So good for you. More of that. No, not the other shit that you're doing.
That MM.
Yeah, compound and SD, Mike. That's exactly what. That's exactly where.
Turf. Joe, I can see you just purchasing all the fucking turf.
Oh no, there's no doubt. I'm going after everybody.
All the suppliers. You're just
I'm putting together the biggest turf distribution place in the history of turf. I'm be like, you're all fucking done. You buy your ass out at pennies on a dollar, or your shit's not gonna get anything. I'll give away turf for free to get your ass done.
Come on, Joe.
Oh yeah, because that's all a write-off. That wouldn't even, if I'm getting the Powerball, let's say you get a $1 billion Powerball. So after California bends you over and rapes you with 2 dildos,
right,
and then you got to pay the federal government, you're probably going to take home about $300 million.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's actually insane.
So
hey, Drip is so right. You got to move like Texas or just definitely out of California and go get you a big ass compound. I agree. But ETFs. Don't sleep on the ETFs.
Well, the thing is, do business outside of California. You can still live in California. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just not going to move to LA. I'm not going to go move into Beverly Hills. Fuck those people.
California.
I'm going to go somewhere where there's a little bit of more freedom and not a bunch of jackals all around trying to get your money. And then if I feel like I need to get out for whatever reason, then maybe I'd consider it. But I feel like California at some point is going to burst in terms of this leadership that's here, and I want to be here when it happens.
The earthquake.
We need a lot more than an earthquake. We need a comet that comes in and drops itself.
Drip said, "Didn't Epstein win the Powerball?" I have no idea. Collect Windows LLC. Hey, this guy. Hey, this MM.
No, not the Branch Davidian type compound. I'm talking Godfather compound with large gates and bunch of guards at the gate, making sure no fools come in. That's my kind of compound. I'm not going to be sitting in a kumbaya circle playing a guitar with a bunch of freaking weirdos.
So you collected with an LLC, I guess they tax you less or something like that?
Well, in my situation, I had to convert my LLC to a corporation because insurance is a little bit more favorable for my business. So corporation, LLCs, obviously LLCs will depend on the business a lot of times, just to protect your personal stuff. Do you want to create that? A family trust helps too. A trust is going to be huge. You want to make sure that that's set in stone. You have to update it every now and then, but don't get yourself in trouble like James Gandolfini did. The guy who played Tony Soprano. He lost like $30 million in taxes because his living trust wasn't set up correctly. He just had a will. And it's funny, they had an episode on the show about trusts and stuff like that. I thought that was the irony, and that was hilarious, or not hilarious, tragically hilarious. So yeah, I got to be careful, man. You got to talk to people. People don't want to spend money on good advice or good attorneys handling their shit because they're either too busy smoking dope, drinking, having parties instead of making sure their future's good.
That's the problem, Joe. That's the problem. They don't put in the send no side.
The divorce rates and the stupidity of a dumbass winning the lottery is always going to be a problem. Money doesn't change people. It reveals them.
It edifies who you are. It edifies who you are. If you are an asshole, you're going to be a bigger asshole. That's
why I never juiced.
Yep.
Because I'm already at 8 RPMs naturally, and then 9 is and. So if I went on a bunch of Tren, which is the most diabolical steroid out there, apparently. I know there's probably something else, but that's the most popular one that I've heard from my surroundings. I would get a divorce. My wife would divorce me that way because there's no way I can be any more on fire than I am now. If I put that shit on my body, of course I'd get results pretty quick. But if a lot of that side effect is aggression, yeah, that's going to be it would be very dangerous. And I don't want to have that around my kids and my family. That's not fair to them. They're good people. So,
Joe, real quick, just on the Lakers. So we're gonna either be sitting at the 4th seed or the 3rd seed. If we're the 4th seed, currently we'd play Houston, which we all feel very favorable about. Even a little less not having AR and Luka. And then I guess if we fall to the 3rd seed, then we'd play currently the Timberwolves, who's in the 6th seed. I guess just between those two, any preference between those two? Again, both is going to be tough without Luka and AR, but I guess kind of where's your?
I don't really see too much difference in terms of fear between
both. I agree.
Both Houston or Minnesota. Minnesota's playing worse than Houston, but I don't know if that means anything.
We could have took both if we had AR and Luka, but
I was pretty positive that they were going to be able to beat one of those two guys, one of those two teams. The issue, though, is instead of getting the 4 instead of the 3 is now you have to face Oklahoma. If you happen to get out of the first round, you have to face Oklahoma City in the second round. That's the problem, because even though San Antonio is good and they probably beat the Lakers, there was a better chance of something there happening than Oklahoma City. That was the difference. That's why the 3rd seed was imperative. And there's a small chance, but I don't think Denver's going to lose the last game of the year. I think they're going to definitely win. They're going to go all out to win that game because they don't want to face Oklahoma City either in the second round. They're going to play hard to make sure that they are set to win. They're going to beat Minnesota unless Jokic gets hurt. And then they'd rather play San Antonio. And San Antonio, I don't think is going to, they're going to play San Antonio for the last game of the year. And I don't think San Antonio is going to, I don't think they'll dress anybody. I don't know if Jokic is playing in the last game. He didn't play tonight, but we'll have to wait and see how that plays out.
Man, honestly, I'm gonna be real. I know we're Lakers fans here, but I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. I said this at the beginning of the season. If y'all listen to my channel, it's gonna be hard for Denver to lose in the 7-game series if they got Yoke over there. If they got Yoke over there and they could string together a healthy playoff run, their roster wise are better than when they even won the championship. My only thing is OKC is just on a whole nother level though. So it's going to be hard to see anyone matching up with them, to be real with you. The
key here is you got to make sure the Celtics don't win it. That's it.
Yeah.
100%. If the Celtics don't win it, then you get through another year where you don't have to worry about the continued extension of that total title issue right now. But we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. And again, we're gonna check out here right now. I want to thank everyone for being here, even the numbnutses and the chumps.
Yes, sir.
Because you do help the algorithm. You do get Gerald paid a little bit more by being the chumps that you are. I'm here to be the chump buster. That's just kind of what I do for a living in general. But thank you for being here on the Lakers Fast Break and tolerating certain people on here. And then, John, thanks for being here. Enjoy your 3-minute recap, residual effect of whatever that is.
Thanks, brother.
And then we'll be back on Sunday. Legend was doing family stuff tonight, so he couldn't make it, but he'll be back here on Sunday. And if you guys want to reach out to us. You guys know how to get a hold of us here. I'm the experiment. You can reach me on all the Instagrams and the X's and the Z's and the Y's and the TikToks. I have the same name everywhere, and you can reach me and talk to me anytime. And until then, have a great morning, have a great afternoon, a great evening, and until next time, we'll see you next time.
Oh, I gotta end it. Have a good weekend, ladies and gentlemen.